What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Herb G back at it again with another video, and today's a little different handheld camera today because my tripod, which is connected to this, the bottom broke. So a piece of it broke, so I can't keep it up. I probably could push it against something, but I'll just hold it for now. I What's up with y'all? How y'all doing? I make these videos because I went to my bank one day and I couldn't withdraw my money. Kind of makes you think, kind of makes you wonder, like, how is that possible? Like, why do they even have the authority to do this? But anyway, if that's never happened to you, I understand. But it could happen. So you never know. So with that, I just wanted to talk real quick about Jane Street, which is a private hedge fund, if I'm not mistaken, and the manipulation of Bitcoin, specifically the price, obviously. And but in that, I kind of wanted to compare it, if you will, to life. And I guess I'm just using my life as an example because it kind of just happened recently, and so I just wanted to give my perspective on it. So if you haven't heard, within the last week or two, supposedly Jane Street, which is a private hedge fund or equity fund, one of them, some rich guys was buying Bitcoin at 10 a.m. on random days. Some people caught the trend. Some people caught the pattern once they dug into the price, and because after 10 a.m., like maybe like I want to say they said an hour or two later, the price would go up. So they were buying Bitcoin at the beginning of the day to push up the price, but they were shorting it at the same time, and then they would sell it at a certain time. Or maybe I got it backwards. They were selling Bitcoin at 10 a.m. and then buying it back at the. Either way, they were doing that. They were in both buckets. They were buying Bitcoin as much as they could, and they were selling it, but they made money off of the short because they were shorting the stock as well, or the asset, at the same time. Basically, the manipulation. That's manipulating the price. And so a lot of people were saying that's why they came down from 126,000 to 66,000, around there. That's why Bitcoin's been up and down. That's why Bitcoin's been so volatile these last couple of months. And even on top of that, with the Epstein narrative and all this other FUD going around. And so the way I see it, at first I was like, yeah, definitely that's why the price has been suppressed. That's why so many people has been shaken out, just because they see their dear asset going down in value, or I should say more specifically, it's just going down in price, not value, because only 2% maybe of the global population knows the true value of Bitcoin right now. So we're very early. We're in, as they say, like pre 1995 of the internet. Internet came out in 1989, and it wasn't mainstream until, I don't know the specific year, but 1995 is when things started to skyrocket, if I'm not mistaken. That's what they call it, 1995 moment for the internet. So we're right before 1995. I think we still got like a good year or two left before people start getting into it, I would say, in my opinion. But by that time, as we all know, it's going to be too late. But that's another story. That's another topic. That's another video. So were they manipulating the price? I'm sure, yes. I agree. I would say they were. To the best of their to the best of their skills, or to the best of their opportunity. or means, to the best of their means. And in the same breath, does it really matter? Because Bitcoin is all about conviction, I would say, if you ask me. Because if you believe in something, no matter what, you're never going to let it go. You're never going to be, you know, be turned away, or you're never going to change your mind about it. Because the only person that can change your mind is you. So you would have to literally change your belief, right? And that's a whole psychological thing that nobody can do for you. Nobody can really make you change your belief. Outside of, they used to, beat people to be swayed a specific religion, to be a specific, religion, Judaism, Muslim, and all that, Christianity, atheists, and all that. Some people took it. Some people, gave in. Some people didn't. I'm just saying. I'm not talking about that specifically. I'm just saying free will, the everyday person. You cannot. Nobody's gonna make you believe something that you don't believe in, and that's conviction. Whatever you believe, that's what you believe. And so, everybody who was affected by the price going down, they did not have conviction in their Bitcoin. They didn't have conviction in the asset. They didn't have conviction in their holdings, and they sold. That's normal. I would say that's normal. Nobody is gonna judge anybody else for that. I mean, I'm not gonna judge anybody for that. If you want to sell, sell. If you think you have to sell, sell. But it all comes down to conviction. It all comes down to conviction. But as for Jane Street itself, is that wrong? Was it wrong for them to do that? I would say not really. Because like I said, if you can, most people fail to realize, or maybe it's just me, I failed to realize at one point, but now I do know now, that people are going to do things because they can do it. Like, it's just a fact. If they can do something, they will do it. And if it's benefiting them, they will do it. If it's going to hurt you, but, make them feel better, they'll do it. Especially if they don't know you. Friends, family, that's different. But if somebody can do something, they will do it. And to me, it's legalized manipulation. That's what I characterize it as. And the courts, they have, I want to say, a lawsuit. I don't know where it came from. I want to say the SEC caught on to it, but basically they're dealing with all the legal proceedings that they have to because there is a lawsuit in place for them to explain themselves, and we'll figure out, according to a jury, 12 people, that if they really manipulated the price or not. Will anybody go to jail? No. That's why I say, does it really matter? I doubt it, but I just think it's just legalized manipulation. But does it come with the territory? Yes. It is what it is. If you can make somebody believe something so that you can step in and enrich yourself, would you do it? I'm pretty sure a lot of people would. So it's legal to do that. It's legal. So nothing anybody else can do. Nothing anybody can do. And it's not like there's a asset police, you know, you know, squandering or not squandering, but searching the internets and highways and byways of code to make sure people are not, manipulating a price or inflating a price or depressing or suppressing a stock or an asset. We don't have no police. There's no police out here. There's regulators for certain industries, yes, but there's no police. There's no people designated crime or designated manipulating, team to that looks out for that stuff. So it is what it is. I'll just leave it there. If it comes back that they're guilty, what are they gonna have? A $3.5 million fine or however much it is. It's not gonna be that significant. Is the point? So, that's pretty much everything I want to say. That's how I feel about it. It is what it is. And if you really did believe in your Bitcoin, if you really did believe in the asset, if you really do think this is going to change the world, all this stuff, it does not matter. Like, that's the thing that I know kind of keeps me back. I don't want to sound negative, or I don't want to sound like I'm trying to disprove or seem like my channel doesn't matter or my channel is not relevant. But I know that the reasons why most crypto or most Bitcoin channels succeed is because they talk about everything that happens in the news and everything. I don't do that. That's not my way. That's not my style. I'm not on Twitter. Every channel I see, every Bitcoiner is on Twitter talking about this, talking about that. I don't need to hear myself talk. I don't care to hear myself talk. It's just that's just not something that I do. I'm not even an introvert. I have been introverted lately, within these last couple of years, because I would consider myself an extrovert. But lately I have been, doing things on my own, spending time mostly by myself and actually enjoying time by myself versus trying to go out with friends and everything like that. Nothing wrong with that, but I'd just rather stay in. That's just me. When I was younger, I hate to sound old, but when I was like in high school and things like that, in college, I would always want to be around friends, always want them to go out and stuff like that. But now, that's not important. It's not really something that I care about doing. I'd rather just stay home. This is annoying me. Is it annoying you? Annoying you? This is annoying me. It's such a hole in the wall, but yeah. So as far as that goes, I forgot my point. Introverted, doing things on my own. My bad. I forgot my point. Oh, I don't care to hear myself talk. I don't care to hear myself talk. I don't need to go back and forth with people online or read comments of people supporting my viewpoint or disagreeing with me. It's fine. Like, Twitter and X, I guess now, it's just not my platform. I tried it out for a little while 2 years ago, I want to say 2024, 2023, around there. But I don't care to go to type every day about my thoughts on Bitcoin or anything that's happening in the world, honestly. It's just, I don't care to talk about it, because it's all going to pass. It's all going to pass. Whether we like it or not, whether you know what I'm saying, like, whether we want it to or not, Bitcoin will be hitting $1 million here in this next decade. For me, I would say 2030, 2032, around there. So we got some time, but from now until then, what do I need to talk to you guys? Why do I need to tell you guys, or why do I need to talk about every single little thing that happens in Bitcoin for. Like, it's just not interesting to me. Like, to me at least. But I know we have, as creators, I know like we have to actually, make content and be engaging and, you know, get feedback from y'all, from the audience, and make sure that we stay in the algorithms, but I guess for me it's just, if you're not going to watch me right now before I have 1 million followers or however many followers I do get, or before you see me in a movie or before you see me in a TV show as who I am now, like without the, I don't want to say fame, but without the attention is what I would say, then what kind of relationship do we really have? Like, who am I really speaking to? You know what I mean? If you go through channels or topics or trends and determine whether or not to watch a video depending on the subscriber count or the view count, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not judging anybody, because I do that sometimes too, depending on what I'm trying to learn. If I'm trying to learn something, I'm going to pick the shortest video about it. And I'm not looking for views. I'm just looking for the time. If you can show me how to do something in 2 minutes versus somebody else showing me in 10 minutes, I'm going to pick a 2-minute video. Now, if I know the person that created the 10-minute video, I'll come back to them later, but I'm not going to watch it there and now, in that moment. I'll watch the 2-minute video, do whatever I got to do. Then I'll come back and watch the 10-minute video maybe later on, a couple days, a couple weeks later. Because I already accomplished my goal. I already fixed my problem. I already solved my problem. So what's the point in watching a 10-minute video if I can watch a 2-minute video? I get that. But I'm just saying, in general, for me, I don't know why I just needed to say that or needed to mention that. But if you're not here with me right now, is what I'm saying, and you can't get through my videos that are short or long form, and you're not seeking me out, then you're not my audience. Does that make sense? Like, that's not my audience. And it's just something that I feel like it should coincide with real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're walking down the street, or crossing the street, or at a restaurant or something like that, and you see somebody by themselves and there's nowhere else to sit, and you have to sit next to them, you will sit next to them, right? So if you're not willing to engage, or if it's me, and that person is me sitting there by myself, and then you don't care to engage with me, you don't care to talk to me, you're just gonna eat your food and leave, then I don't need to be talking to you. We don't need to have a conversation. We don't have to be friends or anything. And that's cool. But I know there's people out there who does like to have a conversation, who does like to connect with people. And that's my point. That's the representation of somebody who's not really getting a lot of views or doesn't really have a lot of subscribers. I don't know why I'm defending myself right now. It's just somebody that's sitting by themselves eating at a restaurant, and there's nowhere else to sit. So if you choose them, if you choose to be with them, if you choose to sit next to them, and you want to engage or you want to know about them, that's who I am. That's where I'm at right now. Because you never know who you're talking to. That, honestly, as well. Let's not forget about that. You never know who you're talking to. You don't know. Every millionaire ain't on the internet. Every millionaire don't drive a fancy car. You know what I'm saying? So every millionaire don't buy fancy clothes. You see what I'm saying? Every millionaire don't have a big house or don't live in Beverly Hills. There are millionaires amongst us, so you will never know. You know what I mean? And that's how I do it. That's how I feel. That's how I'm gonna come about, or that's how I'm gonna carry myself. You're not even gonna know. Like, certain people will. Like, don't get me wrong. Certain people in my family will. Certain friends will. But to the outside world, nah. And I don't need that attention. I don't need that validation from you. I don't need you to know that I'm a millionaire. For what? You know what I mean? It's just not necessary. So, don't know why I went that way. Don't know why I felt the need to say that, but it is what it is. So, if you dig it, you dig it. If you don't, you don't. I still appreciate you being here. But I'll leave it like that, guys. You already know. Bitcoin is the update to the financial system. I'm not saying that it's gonna take over the world or replace the dollar, because I don't know. Nobody knows for sure. So they can use something else or something similar. And I'm not talking about another crypto. I'm just saying they can create something similar to Bitcoin where it's just digital dollars and call it CBDC or call it Fed coin, call it US coin. And we can use that instead of Bitcoin. So don't get me wrong. Not saying that Bitcoin is going to be the next money. All I'm saying is that damn sure has the highest potential to be out of anything that's ever been considered money. Bitcoin has the highest amount of potential to be a money. I will say that. Regardless, whether we use it or not, it's the update. It's an update for the financial system, and our financial system has never, ever been updated since 1913 when it was created. Or whenever we used paper gold, or paper as money, which was, it wasn't 1913, it was before 1913. When was that? Somebody let me know in the comments if you got this far. And if you got this far, I appreciate it. Because if you did comment and you got this far, I appreciate that. That's you sitting next to me talking to me. I appreciate that so much. Because 1913 was the creation of the Federal Reserve and the income tax. But we were using paper before that. I want to say in 18 something when paper receipts were created for gold. And then after that, it was the dollars. Either way, it's been over 100 years. Money has never been updated. Bitcoin is that update. I just want to let y'all know that, man. And yeah, if ever you go to a bank one day and they have a withdrawal limit, like me, don't be surprised that you can't withdraw more than $1,000 out of your bank account. So you might want to find another vehicle for your money. All right? Maybe a safe haven. Maybe something like Bitcoin. All right? So, all right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Thank y'all for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all that stuff. I gotta say that earlier, or nobody would do it. Or it is what it is. People know what to do. They know what to do. If you like a video, you're gonna like it. If you like the content, if you like the content creator, you're gonna subscribe. If you got something to say, you're gonna comment. Basic principles, basic human behavior. YouTube is not something new. We all know the YouTube and everything right now. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for letting me talk. Whoever's out there watching this video to the end, because I don't know a lot of y'all who watch to the end anyway. Will this be a podcast? I don't think it will be. But yeah, and I'm also going to be late posting this, so it's not going to be a podcast. Maybe I should post it tomorrow. I don't know. I'll think about it. All right, y'all. My bad. Keep you on. I'll talk to y'all later.